Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jirbie of Couchwasabi. I'm a certified aromatherapist based in the Philippines, and for today's video, we will be comparing two locally grown, locally sourced, and locally distilled essential oils. And these are the Philippine Ylang from two brands from the Philippines. I have waited so long to finally be able to film this video because it's been a while since I've had my hands on this other brand, and I'll share with you a backstory later in a bit. But if you want to get to know more about the Philippine Ylang, then please keep on watching. Okay, so if you've been following me for years now, I'm sure you've heard of me talk about CDL's Ylang. In fact, this is the first essential oil that honestly led me to fall so deeply in love in aromatherapy. You know, this is the reason why I got so deep in the rabbit hole. Ylang of CDL is one of the first few bottles of essential oils that I've ever had, locally at least, and I honestly fell in love with it. And I have raved so much about it. I have recommended it to so many people, to my students, to my peers, to everyone. But after I finished my first bottle, it became so expensive, and I found this other essential oil brand recently, and so, you know, I have been using this other brand. But recently, CDL had their amazing sale, and so I was able to get another bottle from their line. And I'm excited because I've long wanted to compare these two brands, and the only reason why is that CDL used to source their flowers from Ylang. So it's always been a curiosity of mine as to the difference on their distillation. If they were sourcing from the same farm, then the distillation would be a factor for their difference. And so I'm excited to compare them. Of course, we are not comparing apples to apples. I'm not really sure where does CDL source their flowers now, but it's just nice to compare both local brands, both Philippine Ylang. Let me just take a whiff of this CDL to take me back to memory lane. Oh wow, that's nice. It's sweet, it's fragrant, it's very perfumey. Oh, so good. I love it. And let's check out Aromatherapist. This is from way up north of the Philippines. Oh wow, that's really sweet. It's so much sweeter than CDL. So good. I love it. Let me go back to CDL. Okay, after sniffing Ariel, you can't seem to detect CDLs anymore. I can't smell it anymore. Which goes to show that Ariel's distillation is sweeter. It captures more of that volatile. I know for sure that both of them are Ylang Extra. At least for CDL, it's labeled as Ylang Extra. With Ariel, it's actually labeled as Ylang Complete, but we've had this tested and we have confirmed that this is actually Ylang Extra. Now, a quick tip, I'm not sure if I've already shared this in a previous video, but the way you determine which grade of Ylang that you are producing is not entirely because of the number of hours or minutes that it was distilled. Simply because, for example, a 30-tonner plant material may take 30 minutes to produce Ylang Extra. But for a 5-kilo batch of Ylang petals, perhaps it would only take you 30 minutes as well to produce what? Ylang 2 already. I don't know, maybe Ylang Complete already. Maybe not. Maybe Ylang 2. So, you know, it's not about the number of hours. It's actually the specific gravity of the oil. And I'm very proud to say that Ariel has done some of their testings, and I know for sure that their Ylang has GCMS test, and they've also tested their specific gravity due to my recommendation, and we have confirmed that Ylang The Ylang Ylang essential oil of Ariel is actually Ylang Ylang Extra. When you say Ylang Ylang Extra, this is where the grade of oil captures the most volatiles of the plant. Therefore, it tends to be sweeter. It has a lot of that top notes. It's priced by the perfume industry because it has all of those beautiful floral, sweet volatiles that Ylang Ylang has to offer. I would say that Ylang Ylang of Ariel has most of that sweetness, much more than how CDL has captured it. And again, this may differ because of, I guess, the freshness of the plant. You know, Ariel is distilling straight from their farm. CDL would tend to have that transport time, so that would also affect the quality of the distillation. Other factors would be the time when the flower was picked. I heard that you have to pick it before sunrise at around 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. is the best for you to capture the sweetness. Then you distill it. And of course, the time duration of the distillation also affects everything. So, too many nitty-gritty about distillation. But comparing these two oils right now, Ylang Ylang of Ariel is so much sweeter. A lot of that sensual, glorious, beautiful, intoxicatingly sweet, heady Ylang Ylang smell that I love, I personally love. And as far as I remember, it was how this brand used to be when I first fell in love with it. So when I got this brand, I think last year, I think this is my second bottle from this brand. When I got this brand, Ariel, it instantly took me to my first ever Ylang Ylang with CDL. And I was so eager to, you know, how I wish I can get my hands on CDL's Ylang Ylang and be able to compare them, because I wanted to check which one is sweeter, and now we have confirmed it. I still love CDL's Ylang Ylang, and I know for sure that for most people, not everyone will love Ylang Ylang. In a group of people, 50% would hate it. Especially my students, they've told me, like, some of them told me they don't like Ylang Ylang because it reminds them of the church. In a lot of my speaking engagements, you know, fraction of the people won't like Ylang Ylang, and so if you are one of those people who don't really feel the vibes of Ylang Ylang, then you can go with the more toned down versions of it, right? You can go with this brand, or you can go with Ylang Ylang Complete. Okay, so the different grades of Ylang Ylang would be Ylang Ylang Extra, Ylang Ylang 1, 2, 3, and Complete. Ylang Ylang Extra, or those in the extra side, would be chased after by the perfumery industry because it tends to have most of the volatile ingredients, most of the sweetness, the top notes, the headiness, the beautiful floralness of it. Now, Ylang Ylang 1 would tend to be more economical, therefore it's used in the lotions and cosmetics industry. Ylang Ylang 2 is the same. 2 is for the soaps. And then Ylang Ylang 3, where is Ylang Ylang 3 for? Still for cosmetics, I believe. And home fragrances. And then finally, Ylang Ylang Complete is what's being sought after by the aromatherapists, because if you want to get the benefits of Ylang Ylang, I guess the stress relieving factor of it without making your blend too overempoweringly Ylang Ylang, then you go with Ylang Ylang Complete. It has the most toned down version as regards to the smell, but you still have a lot of those components that would offer stress relieving and, I would say, balancing effect of an Ylang Ylang essential oil. But for me personally, I really love the sweetness of it, and so I would tend to gravitate towards Ariel. In this showdown, you know, Ariel trumps CDL for now. But I love them both. So happy that I'm finally able to get my hands on this. Now that we're done with that, if you ever tried any of these two oils, please let me know how you like or dislike them. If you're able to compare both of them, I'd love to hear what you think. If you're able to compare any of these oils with other brands, I'd love to hear what you think. I know I've compared these with plant therapy, with Young Living. I've had it before. What else? Plant therapy. I think I've only had plant therapy. Oh, I've had Eden's Garden. And I think I've smelled my sister's Auracacia. So I've always loved Ylang Ylang. I've gone through so many brands of Ylang Ylang. Okay? So let's move on to the next part of this video. We will be having our Q&A. I received a question very recently. And, you know, from now on, we will be sharing or answering questions about essential oils on every of our essential oil video. Okay, so I will be putting the question here, and we'll be censoring who asked it just to be safe. So she asked, and I will translate it in English. Good evening, Ms. Jirbie. I would like to ask, how do I use this? So the picture is actually Young Living's black seed oil. So she says, I see people put it in a vegetable capsule as a form of supplement, I guess, and they include essential oils in the vegetable capsule. Thank you in advance. Black seed oil is basically black cumin seed oil, and I've heard a lot of its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant factors. People, especially from, you know, this oil has, I guess, earned a lot of raves because, you know, people just want to find things to combat the big C, I guess. And I've heard a lot about black cumin seed oil as something that people tend to ingest to prevent that. Black cumin seed oil is usually steam distilled. It has a myriad of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, anti-big C, and pain-relieving factors. It also has antibacterial substances. So this is from another company's website who also sells black cumin seed oil. It says that black cumin seed oil has high amounts of amino acids, omega-3, vitamin A, and more. All right. So it says here that's also good for skincare, etc., etc. Now, the question was, how is she supposed to use it? Okay. For me, you don't really do ingestion as something that you do as your vitamins. Ingesting oils should be very, very done in an acute manner, and also very, very specific. So it's not something that you have to take every day, even in low dose, because essential oils are very potent. Maybe if you're suffering from rhinitis, like I am right now, you know, my upper lip is a little bit swollen and really itchy, maybe you can use black cumin seed oil. But what I don't understand is, why do you have to recommend for people to ingest it and take it every day? Because I'm pretty sure that she's confused, or she's wondering if she can also take it every day because it is what's being advocated in her community, I would say. And so I don't recommend that. I told her that, you know, black cumin seed oil, when you want to ingest it, it has to be within a very specific period of time, and the dosage has to be very specific. It's not something that you do every day. It's not something that you can recommend to people to actually take in every day. And it's only done for acute scenarios, only for emergencies, only for special cases. And it goes the same, you know, for every little thing, every little essential oil that you plan to ingest, it's the same rule. You're not supposed to take it every day. You're not supposed to treat it as vitamins. It's something that's very specific. There's so many things or protocols within aromatic medicine that one should understand before finally diving into it. And so I would highly recommend for anyone who's very curious about aromatic medicine, or essential oils for that matter, to please take your studies seriously. If you're really into essential oils and you're really passionate about up-leveling your family's health and using oils as part of your lifestyle, then I would recommend for you to take your aromatherapy certification. Even if you don't plan to be, I don't know, a business owner, or if you don't plan to be a teacher or something, the knowledge that you will gain from the certification program is something that's going to be with you forever. And it's something that's going to be guiding you on how to articulate whether or not what you're seeing online is true or false. And so I highly recommend for you to please check out Aroma Institute PH. That's my advice for anyone's watching this. If you're really serious and curious about essential oils, and you're just so confused about all the things that you've been reading online, on Facebook, on Google, please check out www.aromainstituteph.com. We have the Philippine Aromatherapy Certification Program. It's very, very Philippinized. And we have monthly Q&As for each student to attend to your questions. We speak in Tagalog. We tackle it in Tagalog. It's very, very close to heart and close to home. And we have a very specific module to talk about the Philippine oils, which I'm very proud of because it's the first in the Philippines. So if you have any questions about that, my lines are open. You can freely send me a message, DM me, I reply. People actually get surprised that I reply on their DMs. it's funny, but yes, I do. And I've replied ever since I started this YouTube channel. I've had viewers who's been with me since 2018 and who have grown with me and who've seen my journey up until now. Actually, 2016 when I started my YouTube channel. So yeah, if you have any other questions about essential oils, feel free to shoot down a comment, send me a DM, be in touch, and I'll reply. And hopefully I'll feature your question on my next essential oil video. So I guess that's all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm very, very happy to be back here in front of you talking about essential oils because I know I've been gone. But don't worry, I have a lot of duplicate oils that I plan to compare side by side and share with you. And I also look forward to answering your essential oil questions on each of my EO video episodes. And yeah, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!